So basically where we left off, hello everyone, it's Chase Canova. We just did a deal together. Where's it at again?
So it's for a house in Newport News, Virginia.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So tell us kind of why you're here and why you're sitting here. Obviously, we're friends, but
Well, I should say it's because of a house in Newport News, Virginia. The money's going to actually go across probably 3 properties right now, 3 active projects in Williamsburg.
okay.
2 in Williamsburg, 1 in Hampton. But the house in Newport News is the one that's about to get refinanced. Got the appraisal this week, started the loan process, already got a loan commitment with the lender.
Right. You talking about the other one that you'll give me a shot at or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
So I already started on that one.
Yeah, I get you.
So it's a DSCR loan. It's already got the commitment and everything. But just getting it appraised.
What is DSCR loan for people that don't know?
Sure.
Can you explain? And you know that I obviously have that, but
it's a product offering that you have. Yeah. So DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio. It's a commercial lending term.
And the DSCR debt service coverage ratio means like debt to income.
Yeah,
basically.
So, a lender will look at a property and say, what's it projected to bring in, or what's it already bringing in? And, what's the debt service could be? And debt service on a residential property will include the taxes and the insurance.
Is correct. Yeah.
They're going to calculate that as they should. So
what's the advantages of DSCR? What is it?
Pretty easy to get.
Yeah. Good credit.
Easy loans to get. Yeah. They're, it's not that they're non-recourse loans. They're recourse loans, but they look more so on the property's performance more than the borrower.
So for an average person, can you explain recourse?
Sure.
Non-recourse.
So recourse and non-recourse. Multifamily financing is where you'll see a lot of non-recourse debt or apparently non-recourse debt, where it's just tied to the property rather than the individual. Recourse debt has a personal guarantee on it. So DSCR loans are recourse debt, but they're really, the application is more so about the property than the borrower. They'll still look at your credit and everything, but they're mainly looking at the property.
So even if you don't have a job, but you have some money, you can get DSCR loans
easily.
Yeah, if you have good credit, you don't have a job, and you see an opportunity, you can borrow some money. Obviously, you need some skin in the game.
Of course.
But why? So why'd you come to Richmond today? You live in Williamsburg. Why did we come to meet?
Well,
let's talk about
the timing. I guess the timing, I guess, works out.
Yeah.
The thing I was in Richmond for this morning was getting my car onto a car carrier. And unfortunately, was in a small car accident last week.
Yeah, dude. Glad you're all right.
Thank you.
My buddy was in one too, so that's like the other week. So it's just kind of crazy.
So it's you buy the car you've always wanted. You've got a good, clean driving record, and then of course, as Murphy's Law goes, that's when you hit a deer, not before.
Yeah, it is a nice car.
So
it suits you well.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
big Chase.
I hope I get it back, man.
Oh, you'll get it back.
I hope.
If not, you get another one, right?
I hope they don't total it. I don't know if I can afford another one.
Yeah.
I got to pay you back first. So that's what brings us to the afternoon. But interestingly, when I was putting the car, or when the carrier was putting the car on the carrier, a guy stopped by. I was asking, what was going on. He hasn't seen a car like that before. And he asked me what I do. I said, I'm in real estate. He goes, was it hard to start out? I said, yeah, it was, but it's still hard. I said, I've been doing it for 3.5 years. It's still hard.
But the only thing about being hard is just the stress managing it, right?
Yeah, it's not even, like I say hard as like kind of a tongue-in-cheek term. Like it's not like difficult completely if you know how to handle it, like you said.
Yeah, I think it's mostly mental.
Yeah.
Like
you just got to know how to think and how to react.
Right. And be creative. And so I'll tell you real quick, when I went to my bank to give you, to write the check for the money, they just, to kind of keep it simple, for everyone. I can kind of tell you more detail later, but basically I was, trying to do one thing. They're like, we don't have the money on hand, type of thing. And I was like, I gave them a solution to do it, but they were so like confused.
They're so stuck in the
They're so stuck in the process that I was like, let's just start with this. Let me give me everything back. Do this. Okay. Now will you do this? Okay. Now will you do this? Okay. See? Wasn't that easy? but it will see it was easy, but she also, but it's also to corporate America too, right? So she didn't like it because it's not her process, but it's like this is how it has to get done.
It will work. It's not a huge deviation from process.
Yeah.
So
you're welcome. Good, lady. So something new to add to your process.
So you told this lady you gave her step 1, step 2. Okay, now I'm going to give you this. Now do that.
Yeah.
You know who else had to do something like that today?
Who?
A kindergarten teacher, a first grade teacher, an elementary school teacher with their students.
No, really?
This is any of them.
So was
in the U.S. That's what it was. You were distilling things down to a elementary school level.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's what process can cause in people, and process is both good and bad.
Yeah.
But I see it all the time. Employee mindsets get stuck in the process.
Dude.
And they can't think out of the process.
And here's another thing too, is when people are failing, I typically have experienced, you're not following the process. It's like, okay, well, also, the law of large numbers is like the more instances you have, the more losses you can, think about having. Like there will be more,
Yeah.
So, I kind of got stuck on where I was going with that, but it's yeah, man.
I know what you mean. Like, you can deviate from process if you are qualified to deviate from process.
Right. Do you think everything needs process? So
no,
personally,
it depends on the person.
How do you deal with your sellers? Because me, I'm always trying to close. That is my process.
The process is the outcome. Your process might not have a process. Your process is just the outcome.
Right.
How do I deal with sellers? It's an art more than a science.
Exactly.
Most definitely an art more than a science. I was having this conversation the other day, but what I'll say is no process. I don't think everyone needs it, but because it depends on the person.
Yeah.
As a business owner, I am not particularly process oriented, which sounds bad.
I'm not either.
But that's because I'm like the visionary. I need an integrator.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's what my assistant is for. And that's what, as my business continues to grow, that's what more staff is for. But, I was telling someone recently, my process, when I can do it, is great, but not all the time. And I'll go look at a property. I will walk around the property. I'll, kind of look out, I'll ask questions to the homeowner, and I'll try to carefully and quietly extract more information about that property and more so their situation once we're there. Kind of guys as property questions. Wow, look at these beautiful hardwoods. Yeah, those hardwoods are original. Why are you selling a house like this? Those beautiful hardwoods. You don't see hardwoods like that.
Yeah.
You're complimenting the house, they're going to tell you why they're selling. And then you're going to learn the situation. But so to sum up my process on a seller appointment, I'll say, okay, well, thank you for showing me around. It's okay. I need about 10, 15 minutes. Going to go out to the car, just look at some of the sales in the area.
So you give them hesitate or like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like that.
They wait for me a bit.
That's your process. That's your process.
When it works, when I can do it. Sometimes it just.
When do you think that you feel that you can do that, or when it's appropriate, or when you should do it? Because that's interesting. I've never really heard of that.
So I want to show them that the offer they're about to get is backed on real numbers.
Yeah.
And I'll write up the offer in the car based on comps. And I already kind of have an idea, but I go look at stuff and just confirm numbers. I'll write up that offer. I'll walk up back to the house. I'll be holding, and I learned this, from others, experience, and then others, mentors, whatnot. I'll walk back up to the house, holding that offer. If I'm real bold, I'll clip a pen to the top of the offer. I'll smile. I'll say, "Good news. I got an offer for you." And bonus points if you do this, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I usually say, "Hey, at the end of this appointment, I'm going to say if I can buy this property or not." I'm going to give you
a yes or no. Yeah.
And I just ask the same from you. And it's, when you say I ask the same from you, or I just ask the same from
genuine,
you,
dude.
And it makes it, it's actually a big, it's a big ask.
So say that again. You say.
You gave the appointment. Hey, I'm going to walk around. I know why we're here. You want to sell this property. At the end of this appointment, I'm going to tell you if I can buy it or not. And if I can, I'm going to give you an offer. So I'm going to give you a yes or no. If it's a yes, I'll have an offer. all I ask from you is the same thing, I guess, right now from that offer.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna know where we're moving.
Do you ever ask them what they want?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, always. I always want to know what they're looking for first.
Right. Or do you ever get uncomfortable when they are, let's just say, for instance, I did a deal. They said they wanted 250. This was just house in the fan. I sold it to Dylan Dole.
Okay.
Basically, I worked, I worked my sales, and the house ain't worth 250 in that condition. And she told me she didn't want to, sell, and I called her like multiple days in a row, and I got her at like 120.
Wow.
Yeah, house right in the fan.
So I shouldn't be talking about my process. You should be talking about your process today.
So like, do you ever deal with that? And would you ever hear a number in your head? Because that's price anchoring, right? So they tell you their number and they're anchoring you.
Right.
So it's like when I kind of want them to beg me for a number in a way. And when they do, when I'm ready to give that number, I'm like, look, we're not the cheapest guys in town. You're not going to like my offer. Here.
You disqualify your offer before you give it?
I tell, it just depends on the situation, not everything. I said, they're like, I want a cash offer. I'm like, if I know, like, just based off of our conversation and stuff, like, they're not going to like it, I kind of tell them, like, you're not going to like it. And, then it kind of drops their guard down.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not expecting, if they wanted 250 and I'm saying 125, I've already done the upfront work to say, like, I have properties in the area. I've seen it.
Sure.
I know it needs work, so it's like, I think it can hurt you in a way if you let them price anchor you. But I do like the tactic of going to your car to get the anxiety kind of rolling for them.
Yeah, it's funny. 2055 is playing.
I know, right?
I listened to that song when we're putting together the portfolio depth chart, which not to change subject.
No, you're good.
Second. All my mortgage maturity dates have
2055.
Well, not yet.
Yeah,
that's 31 years from now. But if it's 2052, right. 2053.
Yeah.
So as a joke, when I've got my assistant in the office on those days, sometimes I'll start playing.
It's a good song.
It's a great song.
I love this song.
It's a party song when I was in college, but she hates when I play it. It's so corny, but it's my mortgage maturity date song.
Yeah, dude, it's good, man. It's good.
Next year it'll be even great because then they will be 2055 maturity dates.
That's right.
Years from now.
That's right.
But you're right. It's always, I've heard it both ways. Who to have anchor first? You anchor first, or the other person anchors first? One thing I do is if I do get that 250 kind of verbiage from someone, I know it's 120 is where I need to be. I'll say, look, I'll tell you right now, we're nowhere near 250.
Right.
But I will give you a fair offer. It's going to be based on neighborhood sales.
Yeah.
It's going to be, and I'll show you I'll show you why I came up with it. I'm happy to still come out. Is it a waste of anyone's time? Is it worth our time to still meet and have the discussion?
Right.
And if they say yes, it's still worth the time, then that 250 is not firm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So do you like running acquisitions? Because like you don't need to run acquisitions. No, like I don't need to either, really.
I like doing acquisitions.
But
yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I like to close. Yeah. That's just the funnest part about it.
I like it.
It's just I like doing a deal, and getting creative and like.
I've sat in a seller's house before on a couch, much like the one behind us there, and I'm about to, kind of do my pitch, get to the punchline, and there's a cat on the top little section that like jumps onto my shoulder. It's like that is direct to seller acquisitions as a whole. You got a cat that just jumped on your shoulder as you're sitting in someone's living room. I see your more, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I see your strength being more in person. Yeah.
And I typically, 90% is over the phone for me.
That's great. That's great because yours is more scalable and yours is quicker.
It is?
Theoretically. And you save travel time.
But what I'm thinking is that, just because I can do that. So it's cost me a deal too, though. One deal that I know of. This is just because they told me. You know, I asked, where do we go wrong? Well, I would have liked to met you before, they were coming, the other company, they came to my door. So like, I'm always trying to close on the phone. And I asked them like, is this something that you'd be comfortable doing over the phone? Or would you feel more comfortable me in person? Because they'll ask you like, you're going to buy it without even seeing it. I'm like, look, I buy, 20, 30 homes, a month.
Yeah.
So, I'm comfortable as long as it's not falling down, structurally it's fine,
When you asked them, what did they say? If they were comfortable, because you said you asked them as well.
Typically
right?
they'll go, so, well, that's what I've been doing, but, no, when I started asking that, they'll say no. But like, I'm going to ask that question because, one, I can save time for not having to go there. And then two, it's like I also mitigate the risk of losing a deal.
Right.
So, that's just like something. But also, I kind of do want to start doing my appointments more in person. I know I have the ability to close, but I feel like I can really,
Well, and if it's the 80-20 rule. If you miss a couple here and there and you're good on the phone, just keep doing it on the phone. If you're a good in person guy, then
yeah,
keep doing them all in person.
Yeah.
And you and I are probably opposites in that way. I'm pretty good in person. I've done some before that are they were completely remote deals. I never met the seller. All over the phone, and those are great when you can do them because they are somewhat quicker.
Right. So you built up, cash flow over the course of how many years? You're 26, right?
26. Been doing it for 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
1.5 years full time.
1.5 years full time. Okay. So, I mean, let's just say someone that wants to just get started, they want to buy a property, DSCR. They have some money. They don't have any, let's just say they don't have any monthly income. What would you suggest to that person that wants to get into real estate that has like, let's just say 100 grand, but they don't have any income? What would you say the best way, in your opinion, and we can, kind of align what we think, what would you advise that person? Should they buy property on the MLS and like a quad, or just they want to just
I'll answer what I know.
Yeah.
What's worked for me. I bought off the MLS. The majority, back to the 80-20 rule, the majority of what I've bought is off market. And I've gotten great deals off market, not listed on the MLS. I've gotten great deals on the MLS. I have really, really great deals. One actually, the car I mentioned earlier that I won for a long time. The cash out refi, the cash back to me when I refied it, was what bought me that car, and I just wrote a check for it.
Yeah.
No, not exactly. That money went back in the business, but then that money in the business was less money I had to put in personally to fund the business, and I funded the business personally a lot.
Car.
So exactly. So nonetheless, I would say an off-market deal is going to be the best if they can learn wholesaling. And when I say wholesaling, I mean really just the direct-to-seller side of it all.
Well, let's just say this is a person they're not, they can do, they don't want to put any work in it. They just want to buy. Like, would you advise that's like a good strategy just to, because, you make money when you buy.
You do. Unless you can, for some reason, get a great deal on something that needs no work, it's rent ready, which does happen, then great. But more than likely, it's gonna need physical improvements.
So I have an off-market deal in Colonial Heights right now that I'm probably gonna buy, and for 225.
Okay.
I'm just gonna DSCR that.
What's it worth right now?
I mean, if I put it, if it did some paint and like carpet, it'd go on MLS for I think 265, like that.
Okay.
So, Yeah, I mean, and it, the numbers work out for like what it would rent for and
Okay.
all that stuff.
So that's a good like wealth preservation deal more than a big
Yeah. On that
upside
type of
deal.
deal, would you just would you list it or would you keep it after you put in 5K or 10K most? And take into consideration for me, I have a partner that
Yeah.
will list things, that's not a big closing.
So I still always put a typical 6 to 10% on the back of every property for listing commissions and closing cost assistance and all that.
Right.
Whether I've got a better, listing relationship or not.
Mm.
But being a picky investor, that's not a deal that I would do because if I were to flip it, it's not going to really
right
be enough for what I would be looking for.
It would be about 20. Let's say, like conservatively after everything, it'd be like 20,000 profit on listed.
Okay.
So, I think realistically, I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah.
And rent.
And if it cash flows, then that's a different story. You're looking at more of a,
it's preservation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cash flow situation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll show you that off air.
Okay.
And see what you think about it. But personally, man, what's we could talk all day, dude. What do you got going on? You got any questions for me or what?
So
Halloween party's coming up. We got a lot, got a lot drawn.
So, we'll talk a little bit more about the deal we just did. So you're lending me some money right now.
Yeah.
And that's for me to keep some projects going.
How easy was it for me to lend you that?
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
I want to make it as easy as possible.
It just a 1-page note.
Yeah.
Super easy. Especially because we know each other. And that always makes it easier too, makes the learning curve, so to speak, quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got some projects going. I'm very heavily invested in some previous ones that are still either on the market or not refinanced yet. So I don't have the investment back.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while, I'm going, geez, I'm out of money. But as far as where I've got certain money earmarked for, I don't want to pull from that.
Yeah.
For the actual working capital of the active projects, you go, oh, in that case, I am out of money.
Right.
Time to start finding the product that is money.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to tell you that we can talk like more number wise off, camera or whatever, but I have something you can pull from for a really good deal.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
I like good deals.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean there's money everywhere and people just don't know how to utilize it. It's really just a tool.
It's a product, it's a tool, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, everybody's looking for it, but they don't know how to get it. And it's like
the amount of people that go to the store and know what produce costs and what produce costs at one grocery store versus another, and the quality of that produce versus the amount of people like us that know where to go to get money and what that money will cost and the quality of the money, meaning how much you've got to sign for, if you've got to personally guarantee it, if the lender will be in second position or first position.
Yeah, I'm in third on one right now.
Yeah. See, like that's for your borrower, that's probably a pretty good product because most lenders won't be in third. Most won't be in second.
That's a great product.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, it's such I know.
But you know that borrower, don't you?
I know it's a good deal too.
Right. And you know the borrower, right?
Yeah. And I'm waiting.
So that's what we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so fun, dude.
So if more people focused on the product that is money more than the products that they buy every day, like I said, like produce, for example, at the grocery store, because that's probably what everyone buys, on a regular basis. If you focus on the product that is money, the cost, the benefits of that money at grocery store A versus lender B, grocery store B,
right.
the other lender, that's much more moves the needle than what you paid for bananas at Paris Teeter.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I mean,
but see, we talked about earlier, people need to know how to think, and so many people don't know how to think. Like so many people don't think that way.
Yeah, I heard a song the other day. It's it's like it said something about like everyone talks, but don't say nothing. They don't say nothing.
Yeah.
So people definitely don't.
I try to talk as much as I say. I want what I say to be impactful and to have meaning.
You want your meaning with your words to be as little as possible. Getting your point across. Yeah, same. Yeah. Well, that's why you're good at what you do too,
Appreciate
because you can break it down. And I like to get real like plain Jane stupid level. Like,
yeah, me too.
this is what's gonna happen here.
You had to do it at the bank today.
Right. Yeah.
I've had to do it as well.
Yeah. And one of my partners, it's called it like, hey, I need this in here, and he's like, well, da, 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 da. I was like, dude, just put it there, like I'll explain later, So, yeah,
the amount of successful people I see that are ready, fire, aim mentality versus the amount of less successful or I'll even say unsuccessful people that I see financially that are ready, aim, fire. That's the big difference. Ready, fire, aim. The successful people, they just pull the trigger, they figure it out later, on business decisions.
Yeah.
The ones that don't make lots of decisions are the ones that aren't as successful because they can't pull the trigger when the time's right. Those are the ones that are ready, aim, and then maybe fire.
They miss. Yeah. Yeah, it's because the opportunity's gone now.
And it's gone.
Yeah. I'm always ready for whatever,
I try to be a little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to think. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just go, I'll figure it out. I bought houses sight unseen. I bought cars sight unseen.
I bought this sight unseen.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you're just telling me how much equity you got now.
Yeah.
And the cash flow is great too.
Yeah.
But the amount of things I bought sight unseen because I go, you know what? Whole thing could be gutted inside. Still a good deal. I hope it's not, but if it is, it's still a good deal. So we'll roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, since I was 21 though, like I've been writing notes. It's like kind of crazy.
Notes.
Yeah.
Notes.
Yeah. I wish I would have just like within the last 2 years, like I've been more on that side of things. Mm-hmm. And like I just wish that I would have but I also didn't have as much experience as I am now. So it's like I understand money. I know numbers in real estate.
You need to know your collateral. When you have collateral, you need to know what your collateral is and what the risk is.
Yeah. I just wish I would have focused more on notes for myself.
Yeah.
Because, notes are where rentals are cool, but notes are better.
I have notes and they're great. You don't get called when something breaks.
No, you don't. Typically on time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just better, dude. So that's why I'm like having like trouble. I don't understand. Like I have this house in Richmond, like it's just not renting out, and maybe it's because I haven't put enough energy into it, but it's like,
it could be any number of things. How you market it, your photography, so how you market it.
Yeah, it's price. Good photography, good price.
So then,
yeah, I don't know. Just not a qualified candidate.
I think we talked about this. You might be shadow banned on the.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not showing up.
Yeah. I know.
But try a different profile.
Yeah.
If it's on Facebook Marketplace, let's see on a different profile.
Yeah. I have done that. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of just one thing I just need to get off my list.
Yeah.
Because
I've got a couple like that myself. But you know what? I've got properties that sat vacant forever. And maybe the price is a little strong, maybe that's why, but they were rentals that sat vacant forever. And now they've got great tenants in them that I, never hear from. Never any issues, respectful tenants. And my cost to get those tenants, the tenant acquisition cost, was a few months of vacancy. Okay.
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah.
This is why we're at the stage we are in our business, because we can afford to let something sit vacant for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how many big investors I know and I see that I may not know that have stuff that sits vacant for a while?
Well, that's
who doesn't have vacancy?
Yeah.
The guy with one door.
Right.
He doesn't have vacancy because he's got one job to get it filled.
Right.
Big investors can afford to let stuff sit vacant, and your better costs and your return on income or return on investment, return on time, how about return on happiness? Return on
that's why mine's sitting vacant, because I'll just wait.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to just square peg a round hole just to start making some money, because you'll make that money maybe for a month or two, and then they're going to default because you didn't screen, you did something wrong, you tried to make something work.
That part is like follow the process. Yeah, you're
exactly right.
Yeah, on that, it's like
there's no art or science to screen a tenant. It's science.
Exactly.
There's no art. It's just science.
It's in fact. Yeah, exactly.
It's this criteria,
and you set that expectation too. So it's like you got to have a good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, dude.
So
Exactly. Well, I'm happy to do a deal with you.
likewise.
We're gonna do, more. Um, Anything else you want to like add or anything?
No, no, I just appreciate you being a resource to my business and the ebbs
Yeah.
and flows of cash flow. I'm at a point now where, and it's always been this way lately. I'm the, I guess, richest I've been, but the least liquid because it's such a
Yeah.
capitally intensive business.
Exactly.
And liquidity, with owning a property, it
Liquidity
might
is,
be 30 to 60 days out.
yeah.
So, and I'm
Yeah.
not interested in selling properties just to get cash because that's not a good product.
Yeah.
That's a Dollar Tree banana. I want a Harris Teeter banana,
Right.
in my analogy of borrowing money. So instead of a Dollar Tree banana of I'm going to sell a house to get liquidity, instead I'm going to go to my friend Zach to get liquidity
Yeah.
because that's a Harris Teeter banana, not a Dollar Tree banana.
That's right.
And I can pay that back. I'll pay a little extra.
Easy checkout.
Yep. Whereas if you sell a house, that thing's going just
Yeah.
to get liquidity.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the one thing I would say to people, because we're talking about this, where to meet people like that in your local market, or if you're in our local market in the greater Richmond area or Hampton Roads, Virginia,
Hit us up.
go to local. We're both in social media. Go to local real estate meetups and meet lenders like that. Meet people that are looking to get into real estate that might not even say they're a lender, but wants to get into it, but they got a busy job. That's a good candidate that could be a lender, like you are for me right now in this situation. So, thanks to you, my 3 projects are continuing on this week. As we're sitting here, the granite just got done at one. I got the text.
Nice.
HVAC was done at another.
Beautiful.
I ordered appliances this morning for 2 houses.
Yeah.
So.
I got a good HVAC guy too.
Mine's pretty good.
Okay. All right.
But it never hurts to have multiple.
Yeah, we can always exchange if we need. Yeah, I mean, we're very resourceful.
Especially if someone's busy, it's good to have multiple.
Yeah,
at that point, kind of flip them like just a commodity at that point. If someone's busy, go to guy B. It's just as good. He's just same pricing. So
exactly,
commoditize it.
So you're 26. You've been doing this for 2 years.
Just almost 2 years full time.
And within that, you've become a millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't say the amount, but
yeah.
People want to do some napkin.
It's more than $1 million. I can tell you that.
It's $1,001,000.
No, it's more than $1 million. But I mean, did you think that you could make that possible? At what point did you?
I don't know. Initially, out of school,
how did you feel as it was coming? Like you're like,
I don't know.
Or did you wake up one day and you were like, holy shit? No, I know that, but I'm saying, did you wake up one day and you're like, holy shit? Like I'm actually.
Yeah, but it's true. You don't once you hit it, you don't pinch yourself. You're like, I couldn't tell you the day I became one. And my goal by the end of the year is I want to reverse engineer every single purchase, every single amount of equity I walked into when I purchased a property, because that counts.
Reverse burn.
I just want to back into at what day did I become a millionaire?
Right.
By the end of the year, I want to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the date, the time, or anything, but I want to figure that out. And then I'm going to celebrate.
It was a long time ago, though, brother.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Got to go back a long ways, but I want to back into that. And then I don't know, we celebrate our birthdays. Let's celebrate when I became a millionaire.
Yeah.
We'll do the same thing when we hit, the next milestone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So, I mean, it was definitely, though, within these 2 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It could have been when I still had my full-time job. That's why I hesitate. I had a decent number of doors then, decent number of cash on hand, decent number of income. That was before things were renovation heavy, so they were less capitally intensive. Could have been when I had my full-time job, actually. Right. But I was still doing real estate on the side.
Right.
I don't know if it was after I went full-time.
For you, have you always had nice car type of thing?
I've always been a car guy.
Me too. So I've had a lot of nice cars, and we talked about it a little bit, but
your C63 AMG.
Yeah. I'm just out of that phase. I feel like you're still
enjoying
it because
of course. Yeah. I'll continue to. It's never gonna change.
Really?
Yeah, it's never gonna change.
I don't know.
I'm a car guy.
I guess the next thing for me is I just it's so stressful, dude. Really, for me.
I buy mine used. That's why.
I do too. I told you I've had 40 vehicles.
Yeah.
And it's just
I probably had 20.
The cheapest ones are just so easy. Like
they are. You don't
they're
care.
so easy.
It is stress free.
Yeah,
it's so stress free. I jokingly say I'm
that's why I don't have one.
So the nice car I have, I think they made like less than 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
And people always say, "Oh, what's it like to drive this?" And I like to just have funny answers. They go, "So stressful, like so stressful." You know what's stress free? Driving around in a brand new economy rental car. It's got Apple CarPlay. It's got not much else. It's reliable. It's clean. Yeah. It's new. It's not going to break down on you.
Yeah,
that's stress free. It ain't yours. So if it gets door digged,
it's there.
I think that's covered.
Take pictures before.
Yeah, and the damage.
Yeah,
and I think door digs are okay. I don't know. But of course, you still want to happen.
Yeah.
But
and that's me. I want less stress as possible, and I feel like that's just stressful for me. It's just a stress, and it adds really more job on my plate.
You know what else creates stress, but we still do it?
What?
Women, relationships. And it's like if we didn't want stress in that way, we wouldn't date women, but it's like having a nice car. It's like it's still gonna create stress, but you're gonna enjoy it as well.
Yeah, and I mean that's something I've been waiting a long time to kind of just like, okay, this is actually worth it because it's gonna work out. So like that's why that's kind of where I'm at right now is, it's a little stressful. Obviously, got some things going on. We're great. But obviously too, it's like, there's just multiple variables within that are uncontrollable. Yeah. But, I think faith is, I have faith and, I think what comes around goes around. So, and it's really been impactful like this year for sure.
Yeah.
So it just outweighs everything. Honestly, like I'm just a lot happier with my partner. But now I'm also, I'm not in control of her, but I also have responsibility, that comes with it.
Right.
And, so, I don't know. I'm excited. She's got kids. I would say it's challenging for all parties, really, but it's worth it, and it will be. So, yeah, I'm happy with it.
So your answer there is exactly what I say about driving a nice car. A lot of stress, but it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah. I think but with cars, you don't get as much fulfillment.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
of course not.
Yeah. So, yeah. Maybe if I wasn't in a relationship, maybe I'd have a car.
There you go.
I had thought about that actually, but
yeah, I mean it's all trade-offs in life. And that's kind of what we talked about today.
Yeah,
there's trade-offs with everything. Any decision that you make, business, personal, financial.
Yeah, I always tell people too, whoever I meet, like, let people, like, you don't have a job. Oh, well, just tell people like you can loan money, and they can, I give them a referral fee.
Yeah,
and it's like you literally can just start any day. It's just the effort, and if you actually want to do it.
Yeah, if
because I have tons of people that like basically work for me for free.
Yeah, they bring you deals.
Yeah,
and you'll pay them a referral fee.
Yeah.
Because they brought you a borrower, and they'll collect that up front from the borrower.
Yeah.
They'll make their money. You're going to make interest on your money, and it's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
And the borrower, filled their need for the time being they need to have liquidity. So.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, that's why I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Anything I can do to help. We're going to do some more stuff. We'll have you, back on here.
Yeah.
Love talking with you. We talk all the time. But, yeah, dude, we got to get you in the gym.
Oh, I don't. Come on, I'm already hitting the gym, man.
No, you're looking better. You already look good, but yeah, man. That's for me. That's just what drives me and keeps me on the best path for me mentally.
I'm in casual clothes today. I might go later today too.
Yeah,
might go this evening.
Yeah,
didn't go in the morning. It was a Monday morning. It was a typical Monday morning. So I wasn't making it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it.
All right. Thanks, Chase. See you guys. Hope you liked the video. See you next time.